Hello and welcome to a special edition of This Week in Ocean City. I'm Logan Dubel. Since our launch in November 2020, we have strived to bring you hot topics, headlines, profiles, history, and more from all across the Delmarva Peninsula, highlighting the uniqueness of our resort city. From the height of the pandemic and now to the end of a more typical summer here in Ocean City, we have covered a lot of ground. Today, as I prepare for my next adventure and say not goodbye, but see you soon to the resort, we wanted to thank you, our loyal viewers, and look back on all we've covered and accomplished right here, right now, on This Week in Ocean City. As we look back on our show today, we would not have had this opportunity to shake up the local news scene without our platform, OceanCity.com, and our team that allowed us to search far and wide for stories of all kinds, from the hard news at City Hall to riding along the bay aboard the OC Bayhopper. While OceanCity.com is its own entity separate from the town, over the years online and on social media, it has certainly established itself as the premier tourism publication and guide for the millions of loyal resort visitors. With a social media following of over 250,000, continued content, and our annual Best of Ocean City contest, OceanCity.com is one of the biggest players in town. We checked in with our fearless leader and CEO, Ann Hillier, for insight on her continued mission of positive travel and tourism right here in Ocean City. Whether you've come to Ocean City from across the iconic Bay Bridge your entire life, or have only recently discovered our unique resort town, there's a special charm that keeps people visiting our sand and surf year after year. No matter where visitors hail from, OceanCity.com has consistently served as the go-to destination for everything from hard news to giveaways and unforgettable resort photos. Online and across social media, the site continues to find ways to bring content connecting visitors with the town. The road to becoming Ocean City's premier online resource came in quite an unconventional way back in 1999, when now CEO Ann Hillier purchased the domain on, get this, eBay. Over the past 2 decades, she has never looked back.
We've just been sort of iteration after iteration of what people want and what people respond to. And that's how OceanCity.com has become what it is, with over 1 million people on the site annually. You know, we get a lot of phone calls from customers. We refer people to businesses. I mean, I always love the Nordstrom approach to, you know, if we don't have what you want, send them to the hotel up the, you know, to the department store up the street. We do that all the time. We forward people to the best that we know. And I think that's what has gotten us a lot of followers. And I think it's also, you know, made it so that people respect us in town. We do what's good for Ocean City.
A day in the life at OceanCity.com goes from writing stories, meeting with business owners and tourism officials, answering questions from visitors, and sometimes heading out on the water to capture the beauty of the town. At the heart of each matter is the desire to keep people updated on all things Ocean City so that they are even more prepared and driven to come visit. It's a unique style of travel and tourism journalism and advertising that has proven successful over the past 2 decades. In fact, it's this work for which Hillier recently earned the title of Audrey Davenport Hospitality Person of the Year. And she continues to pave the way for more tourism on the shore, especially through efforts with craft beer.
I was told that craft beer was a fad and that women didn't drink craft beer, and being able to elevate the visibility of craft beer in our region to the level that I have, and, you know, with the help of many partners, and bringing, and my I think one of my best skills and also one of my best accomplishments is being able to work with lots of people. It doesn't matter who it is or who takes the lead, but if you can work with a lot of people to accomplish something, then collectively that's a real win.
Looking ahead, Hillier hopes to target even younger visitors through TikTok, and of course she plans to strengthen her commitment to tourism through craft beer, all while continuing her partnerships with businesses across the shore. No matter what you need or what you hear about Ocean City, Hillier has OceanCity.com on it. And we couldn't say farewell without bringing you a few points of interest as we wrap up a successful 49th annual White Marlin Open. Looking ahead, the town's late summer and fall calendar is jammed-packed, unlike ever before. Here's what you need to know, event by event. Up first, the Art X Festival returns to Northside Park on August 20th and 21st with various free art experiences and contests, food trucks, and local vendors. Plus, the Art League of Ocean City will offer workshops. If interested, be sure to pre-register online. Next up, don't miss Jeep Week from August 25th to the 28th, featuring beach crawls and Jeep jams making for the ultimate beach Jeep vacation. Coming up in September, Wine Fest on the Beach returns on the 9th and 10th at the Inlet Park on Atlantic Avenue. Wine tastings and samplings run all day long. Plus, Wine Fest offers a festival atmosphere with live music, arts and crafts, and Delmarva cuisine. Organizers recommend that visitors purchase tickets in advance online, so visit winefest.com if this event sparks your interest. Then, from September 14th to the 18th, the annual Bike Fest returns to the shore, serving as the largest motorcycle rally on the East Coast. The event offers non-stop music with several rock and roll performances. Just days later, from September 19th to the 25th, the town is welcoming a brand new event known as Adventure Fest. Targeted law enforcement and military members, but designed for everyone, Adventure Fest will offer events including a Tunnel to Towers 9/11 exhibit, hunting, fishing, and gun shows and auctions, rodeo competitions, and a canine exhibition. Plus, the Performing Arts Center will host 3 concerts, including a performance by the country group Lone Star. Visit ocadventurefest.com for details. And Ocean City's biggest moment will come the weekend of September 30th to October 2nd when the brand new Ocean's Calling Festival debuts on the Boardwalk. The festival brings some of music's biggest names to town, including Dave Matthews, OAR, the Lumineers, Alanis Morissette, and the great Cyndi Lauper. Organized by C3 Presents, the company also puts together Lollapalooza and Austin City Limits. Tickets remain available online, and we hope to see you there jamming out. The next weekend, the 25th annual Endless Summer Cruisin' runs from October 6th to the 9th as cars cruise along the boardwalk and excite spectators. Now to the biggest festival, Sunfest, running October 20th to the 23rd, celebrating its 47th year. Sunfest offers everything you can imagine, and the festival is free with the exception of the headline acts. The festival previously took place at the end of September, but shifted to accommodate the new Ocean's Calling Festival. Finally, OC Toberfest will bring family fun to the resort on Halloween weekend, as well as the long-running Shorecraft Beer Festival on October 29th, which benefits the Ocean City Development Corporation. So there is lots happening in Ocean City this fall, extending the tourism season and the beautiful town even longer. For this edition of Boardwalk Talk, we're bringing you stories that we believe will dominate the headlines in the coming months and that you should keep an eye on. First, for our local residents, the upcoming municipal election on November 8th. Ocean City voters will have important choices to make for mayor and a few city council seats. Mayor Rick Meehan, who has held the mayor's seat since 2006, making for the longest tenure in town history, is expected to run for re-election to another 2-year term. He ran unopposed in the last election cycle. The council seats occupied by President Matt James, Lloyd Martin, and Mark Paddock are up for re-election. James has put his hat into the ring along with newcomers Carol Proctor, a local realtor, and Will Savage III, a well-known member of the business community. Martin and Paddock have yet to announce their intentions. The council plays a major role, as you know, in tourism policy, so stay tuned. And we're keeping an eye on discussions surrounding the construction of a new and wider span of the Bay Bridge to replace the original span, first opened back in 1952. Earlier this year, the State Transportation Authority received federal approval for a new span, and Governor Larry Hogan committed funding for an environmental impact study. However, plans remain in the early stages. Stay tuned for continued negotiations. Continuing with our reflections on the show, we are counting down our 5 top favorite stories that we have brought you. First, our story from this January on the closing of Phillips, a local institution since the 1950s. We bid farewell to the iconic Crab House and got an inside look at its history. Then, on a more serious note, our conversation with Glenn Irwin in February about struggles with seasonal workforce housing, shining a light on the progress he and his team at the Development Corporation have made, but also pointing out areas for improvement as we seek to bring top-notch hospitality to the resort year after year. Next, our feature of the Secrets Distillery back in March, which continues to grow and spread the Ocean City brand far beyond the shore. The distillery is quite impressive, and if you haven't had the chance to check it out yet, take a look because it is a must-see place. In a real flashback now, back to our first show where we came on right before the Ocean City Council elections in November 2020. We've always been all about local news from unique voices, and we shared exclusive on-camera campaign messages from each candidate. And finally, our favorite show, the Small Business Edition from December 2020. As the convention center canceled its regular craft fair on Thanksgiving weekend due to the pandemic, many business owners looking to still sell their crafts before the holidays lost a major chance for exposure. We worked directly with some of those vendors to highlight their work in a special show, and from then to now, one of our biggest goals has been to highlight local businesses, especially amidst the pandemic. And that's our look back at our This Week in Ocean City Top 5. And that's it for this edition of This Week in Ocean City and our program for now. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your words of encouragement for our show and for the Eastern Shore over the past 2 years. In just about a week, I'll be heading to the University of Texas at Austin to study journalism in the live music capital of the world. I look forward to learning more about my craft and fulfilling my mission of bringing objectivity and trust back to the broadcast media. And our loyal camera operator, my friend Leah Glazer, will begin her studies in sports journalism at the University of Maryland, College Park. You can catch her work in the university's publication, The Diamondback, where she's already earned a role covering gymnastics. And finally, a major thank you to all of the people all across Ocean City who have shared their stories with us. From our mayor, council members, First Lady Yumi Hogan, the business owners, authors, artists, and tourists, we appreciate each and every one of you and the way you have impacted our special community. And of course, a huge thank you and show of gratitude for our OceanCity.com team for their continued support as we put on each and every show. That's it for us. We'll see you back here soon, but for now, have a great week, Ocean City.